Hello, Williamson County Republicans. I want to welcome you to your district's Republican County Commission Candidate Forum. This is your opportunity to hear directly from who may represent your interests on the County Commission. The County Commission is the legislative body for Williamson County. They are entrusted with the responsibility to raise funds through taxation and in how that money is then spent. They also appoint replacements to any vacant elected office in Williamson County until the next regularly scheduled general election. There are 24 commissioners, 2 per district, and they serve for a 4-year term. It is important that you understand that when you vote, you will have the opportunity to vote for up to 2 people to represent you. You do not have to vote for 2. You may vote for 1. You may choose to vote for none, or you may write in a candidate. The point is, you should vote for those whom you feel will best represent you. You are not forced to vote for anyone just to fill the ballot. We encourage you to learn more about each candidate, to ask hard questions about issues here in Williamson County, and that you stay engaged after your commissioners are elected. We hope that you will vote, but we ask that you vote informed. Thank you for your time, and now your district's candidates for County Commission.
Welcome to the Republican Party of Williamson County County Commissioner Forum for District 12. My name is E.J. Haust. I'll be moderating this evening, and I'm the owner and founder of GetFoundEverywhere.com, right here in Williamson County, a digital marketing agency, as well as a frequent guest and host on local and nationally syndicated radio programs. I am honored to be part of the Williamson County GOP Forum for this evening. With me tonight are District 12 candidates. First, Commissioner Brian Clifford, and also candidate Mr. Kahn Garrett. Thank you both for joining us. As a matter of formality, both candidates have agreed to the rules. Candidate Drason Beasley did not respond to the invitation, so he will be not here this evening. We encourage everyone to visit the Williamson County Republican Party website for more information. Tonight's format: we'll be asking questions back and forth after your 60-second opening statements. We will have 90 seconds if you are the first to start answering the question, and then the rebuttal will be 60 seconds for the next candidate. We will also have a lightning round toward the end to get short answers, and I'm going to ask that you please follow the rules as you've agreed, and we can all keep this very short time period efficient. Okay, so first off, I'd like to ask Commissioner Brian Clifford, would you mind giving us a 60-second opening statement?
I'd be happy to. My name is Brian Clifford. I'm your county commissioner, and over the past 4 years, it has been an honor to serve Williamson County. In doing so, I have stood firm for our shared values in the county. I have voted no to every tax increase. I have voted no to new debts. I have fought against reckless development. I have also worked to reduce government overreach, like our septic regulations, and I've also supported very strongly our investments in public safety and in education. We've made tremendous progress together, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Our county is growing rapidly, continues to grow, and we must control that growth with steady, responsible leadership, and I think that's what I will continue to bring to the County Commission. That means protecting our quality of life, better roads, infrastructure before growth, keeping our neighborhoods safe, and ensuring that our schools remain the best in Tennessee. That's what I intend to do as your commissioner. And I wanted to say Drason Beasley said that he had to attend to family matters this evening, and I respect a man that puts family first, and I respect his choice this evening.
Thank you. Mr. Garrett, 60 seconds.
Thank y'all for inviting me down here tonight. I'm Kahn Garrett. I live in the 12th District, running for County Commissioner in the 12th District. I plan to contribute worthwhile, lasting improvement that will enhance and improve the quality of life of Williamson County. I'm a native. I've lived here all my life. I'm married to Connie, which lives with me, and I have a daughter named Amanda. I've been in business for 50 years. I will not vote on no new taxes. I will do my best to slow down growth, fund the schools. Been out door knocking, there's been plenty of people saying, we don't have a voice no more, we don't have nobody to talk to. As I told them, I will be your voice. You vote me in, I will be your voice. Vote for Kahn Garrett, County Commissioner, 12th District. God bless America.
Thank you, sir. We'll start with some long form questions. You'll have 90 seconds if you are the first question, if you have the first question, and then 60 seconds for follow-up. So we will start with you, Commissioner.
Yes, ma'am.
Budgeting, obviously a very important issue here in Williamson County as we address the growth and other very pressing issues in the county. Tennessee law uses sleight of hand language requiring counties and cities maintain a, quote, balanced budget. This term, however, does not require that counties and cities remain debt-free. Williamson County currently is at $1.2 billion in debt, and it's rising. What is your position regarding the trajectory of our county debt, and what would you do about it?
Our county debt's far too high as it is. We need to work on reducing that debt because we continue to service that debt. Financing is one of the most important things the County Commission does, protecting our taxpayer dollars and ensuring that those dollars are being spent on essential government services. That's what we need to make sure happens. Debt becomes a tool when necessary for capital projects and other major investments that span a long period of time. And that's a tool that helps us to ensure that our taxpayers aren't seeing a tax rate that fluctuates every year. When you are allowed to use debt and we use it, it allows us to maintain a consistent tax rate for our constituents year over year. Our tax rate is one of the lowest in the state, and we can be very proud of that. Our debt is too high. We need to work on reducing that debt. We need to work on reducing our expenses so that we can pay it off faster.
Thank you. Same question, Mr. Garrett.
Our debt is outrageous, as you said. The fees that we pay in the interest is entirely too much. We need to get into the budget. We need to find the waste in the budget. We need to cut that out of there. There's a lot of waste that goes on. So to fix it, we're gonna have to find it to fix it. That's all I can say with it, okay?
Thank you. On that note, 60 seconds. What would you say is the biggest waste, Commissioner, that we have right now? And I'll ask the same question of you, Mr. Garrett.
I think our budgeting practice can use a lot of work. We have a practice at the state of Tennessee where every year we require departments to recommend budget reductions. Whether the governor and the legislature actually take those reductions is determined based on a review, but every department has to recommend it. That's something that has never been done at the county level. If we were simply to demand that our county departments recommend a % budget reduction, that puts the county commission in a better place to determine whether or not we need to take those reductions. That's an exercise I think we need to put in place. This year, we've asked for a 5% reduction in operating expenses to help head in that direction. But I think we need to do a better job of doing this every year based on recommendations from department heads who work in these departments that know what's going on. We simply control the purse strings. We need them to provide us with the expertise of where those reductions can be made.
Our biggest,
The biggest waste, where are we wasting money in Williamson County?
Really not, there is a lot of waste goes on. And there, every budget year I see it. I've heard people go and say, I got so much money left in my budget, I had to go buy toilet paper, paper towels to deplete my budget. If you got that much left, let's do something else with it. Our schools is a big thorn in our side, but we got to fund them because we got the best education there here in Williamson County.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's switch gears a little bit. There's lots of really pressing issues being talked about here in Williamson County. So let's see if we can hit a few more. You both mentioned schools. Obviously, that's a big part of this debate, this forum, and of Williamson County debt. Data indicates that the student population in Williamson County, however, is dropping. The capital budget for construction of new schools and expanding existing schools continues to grow and is approaching $1 billion. This is also a primary driver of the current debt we just talked about. What is your position regarding current planned spending for schools and the current demographic and fiscal environment? We can start with you, Mr. Garrett. 90 seconds.
Let Brian have it. Let him have it.
Okay, if you'd like to start, sir.
Sure, I'll start. I think the intent was for us to go back and forth with
It
90 and
was.
60 seconds.
That's all right.
You'll have
Go
90
ahead,
and
Mr. Garrett.
Our schools do spend a lot of money. There is some waste in our schools. We just got to get it and quieten it down a little bit. Some of the people up there are getting paid entirely too much money. But we got to keep our schools going because we have, like I said, the best schools there are in Williamson County.
Commissioner?
We have to keep schools a major priority. That's what makes our community one of the best in the state. Investments being made in our state or our county over time have been focused on education, and that has made a world of difference for Williamson County. Our enrollment is flat from the data that I've seen. We are seeing a slight decrease in elementary schools, but we're seeing an increase in middle school and high school. And I think that's reflected because our families, young families, are now waiting a little longer to move into Williamson County, maybe because it's expensive, but that's the data that I'm seeing in schools. So when we think about the investments we need to make, we need to consider that enrollment's flat, but perhaps we need to move kids around or think about where the appropriate focus needs to be between elementary, middle, and high school as we continue to make schools a top priority in Williamson County.
Excellent. Thank you both. So we are going back and forth. You get 90 seconds, you get 90 seconds, and then of course the 60-second rebuttal. So we'll come back to you again, Commissioner, for this one here. Election integrity, huge issue here, and lots of differing opinions on election integrity in Williamson County. County elections are currently held as part of a pilot program using electronic voting machines and convenience centers. This trial program was put in place in an attempt to increase voter turnout, a metric, according to the Secretary of State, has not improved. Opponents to this system advocate for the return to precinct-only voting, among other changes. Understanding that the State Election Commission has ultimate authority in this matter, explain your position regarding the voting system that you believe should be employed in Williamson County. We'll start with you, Commissioner.
Thank you. I'm very proud. Tennessee is #1 in election integrity in the United States. That's something we should all be very proud of. We do a great job. Our elections are top-notch. The integrity is top-notch. And when we think about the systems we have in place, state law controls a lot of what we do. State law requires that certain machines be there. So we have to do that. But I am a proponent of providing hand-marked paper ballots to our constituents. They've been asking for it. And I think our constituents should have a choice when they go to the booth to make their vote, to feel comfortable that their vote is being protected, counted, and makes a difference in elections.
Thank you.
As he said, our voting machines and stuff like that, a lot of people don't trust them. You know, they want to do paper ballot, but I don't trust paper ballot either. You know, I mean, it's too much there. People, it's hard to get people out to vote because they just don't trust the people that's sitting and running anymore. Don't ask me why, but it's so hard to get people out to vote. And you can put machines, you can do whatever you need to do. I can't tell you what to make people vote, but I will tell you, we need to get them out more. And I believe in the machines a lot more than I do a paper ballot. There.
Since you brought up voter turnout, and with just two of you here, we have a little bit of extra time. I'm going to go ahead and take some moderator liberty here and ask you what can be done to increase voter turnout if you think that that is something that is necessary, and if you don't, explain why you don't. We'll start with you, Mr. Garrett.
To get people out, you basically got to really talk to them, make them believe in you. A lot of people, they don't believe in our commissioners, to be honest with you, not till they get to know you. And you just about got to grab them by the hand, lead them there. They had to go back to the old days where you used to, I used to see candidates go and say, come on, I'll carry you and buy you a pint of whiskey later, but you can't do that nowadays, you know. But to get them out, I don't know what to tell you to do other than try to throw a party and invite everybody and beg them to vote.
Commissioner?
Local elections have some of the lowest turnouts in elections. State turnout is higher, federal turnout's even higher. I think a lot of getting people to turn out to vote involves educating them on the importance of local government, on the importance of your local officials, so that they understand why it's important for them to come to that booth and make a decision that impacts their community. So I think a lot of the effort we can do is mainly around education. Show the community why it's important, why local government matters, because we are the government closest to them. As soon as they leave their driveway, they're likely on local government roads, and then they're with local government throughout their day. So it's important that we share that with them, share them how it impacts their daily lives, and I think over time and through education, rational people will understand they need to have a voice, or would want a voice in this. So I would focus a lot of my time on educating the public on the importance of local government.
Excellent. Thank you both. So that concludes our long form answers. We're going to do some lightning round now. If I ask you for yes or no, please say yes or no, but you're welcome to give us a sentence or two to explain your why. And if you have a rebuttal, just raise your hand and let me know, and we'll go back and forth between the two of you, okay? So I started there with Mr. Garrett. I'll start with Commissioner Clifford. First and foremost, what is the most pressing issue in Williamson County today?
Growth, by far. Managing that growth in a fiscally responsible way so that we maintain a good quality of life.
For you, Mr. Garrett?
Growth and taxes. That's the main thing you hear from a lot of people, growth and taxes.
Specifically in District 12, your district, what are you hearing from people in your district that is specific to your district, not just growth overall in the county, specific to your district that is the most pressing issue? Mr. Garrett, we'll start with you.
Hear a lot from growth. They proud of our schools, but also they complain big time because taxes was raised so much by somebody. And so they complain about that. I said, we can't go down on your taxes. We just won't vote for anymore. We just got to find how to fix the problem. But you have the growth and the taxes. People will really come down on you. And another thing they also say, we don't have a voice no more in the 12th district. And like I tell them, I'll be your voice.
Commissioner Clifford?
I'll remind y'all that I voted no for the tax increase for those in the room. And I think I am a strong voice for our community. They call me, they reach out to me about what needs to happen. I hear a lot about congestion, road congestion. I hear about developments. I hear about utility work that's happening, and having a voice that comes out to support them in the community. Anybody in my district knows what happened with the water tower with Arno Villages, and I would say that that is me stepping out, representing those, being the voice for that community, and I'd be honored to be able to continue doing that for them.
Quicker answers for these so that we can get through a whole bunch, okay? First, though, Commissioner Clifford, where do you get most of your local news?
I would say most of my local news is through our news outlet, the Williamson Herald. Provides great coverage at a high level. The Williamson Scene provides a deeper level, and there are several online platforms that pride themselves on finding local interest, whether it's a project happening or a political issue. So a mix between print, online, some media, but most local news is not on TV.
Mr. Garrett, where do you get your local news?
Get it online, listen to the local radio station, and read the Herald.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to ask you to commit yes or no, and you can give me your why. Should Williamson County end the $400,000 plus contract with Williamson Inc. and return to a traditional chamber model not funded by county taxpayers? We'll start with you, Mr. Garrett.
Yes.
Okay.
No, economic development's critical for a community like ours. It would be devastating to lose a chamber in Williamson County.
So I'll piggyback that question because lots of cities, counties have chambers of commerce that are not taxpayer funded. We'll start with you, Commissioner. How can they do it, but we can't?
This is the model that we chose. Actually, our chamber used to exist in our local government. It was a function of government, and I think it was a smart decision to move that outside of government and we continue to invest in that to make sure it's headed in the right direction. That gives us some influence and authority over the decisions that are being made because they know that we are investing alongside them in the chamber.
We need the chamber to help so people can learn more. They learn a lot from the chambers.
Okay. Yes or no? We'll start with Commissioner. Should Williamson County oppose annexations that impose infrastructure costs unless cities pay those costs?
Annexation is a tough issue, and we need to have more conversations with our city. We do not need to remove property rights, but we need to give our county residents a voice in annexation decisions. And I think that's a conversation we can keep having between our city and our county. There was a bill that just failed almost unanimously on this issue, so we still have some work to do and some conversations to be had with our city.
Mr.
I
Garrett?
feel like that the city should have passed up there at the state, but we had too many city people up there begging. The city loved to take over your property, and you wake up in one time, all of a sudden you're in the city. That don't need to happen. They need to prove that they can handle it, because the city can't handle all of Williamson County. But there's some people up there want to make it Metro Franklin. And then, as long as I'm living, it's not going to happen.
In the news now, we're going to switch gears a little bit because of what is happening in Rutherford County with a local library director who was just recently fired for putting explicit and adult-themed material in the children's area. We have both school libraries and we have obviously Williamson County run libraries, city-run libraries throughout all of Tennessee, that sort of thing. So specifically in Williamson County, what is your take on LGBTQ, trans ideology, having that explicit material in open view of children, whether in the schools or in a public library? We'll start with you, Mr. Garrett.
I'm not going to answer that question. I have no answer for it. Okay.
Fair enough.
With our public schools, I would encourage everyone to pay attention to their school board members that they elect because they make decision on what is provided in our school libraries. In our public libraries, I think that any obscene materials, and I would throw those in the category to be considered, that they should not be forced upon our public, especially upon our children. Parents should have a say in what their children are exposed to, and if they're being exposed to things beyond their will, then that's something that I think we need to step in and make sure does not happen.
Great, thank you. So we'll go with just one or two more of these kind of rapid fire type questions. How many county commission meetings have you attended in the last year? I'll start with you, Commissioner.
Every one of them.
Mr. Garrett?
I may have missed one. He gave me a weird look. I'll have to go back and look, but I don't really miss any. I go to every committee. I think if you looked at my record, you may find one county commission meeting I've missed.
Spring break.
Spring break, school spring break, I'm sorry. My family wanted me to go on spring break and by gosh, I went.
I watch a lot of them on the TV. I used to go to all of them, sit out in the audience and stuff, but I watch a lot of them on the internet now and see what's going on. That way I can talk to them and they don't hear me.
All right, so what we'll do now is give you 60 seconds for your closing. We gave the first opening statement to Commissioner Clifford, so we'll give the first opening statement to you, Mr. Garrett. I'll ask that you stick to, we do have a little extra time, so if you go a little over, I'm probably not going to give you a hard time for it. But if you would please give us your 60-second closing statement. You've got one chance to tell voters in Williamson County, specifically District 12, why you are the best candidate for the job. Let us know.
Mine will be short and sweet. We won't go very long. But as a county commissioner, I will not only support the needs of the constituent in the 12th district, but I also will work for everybody out in the Williamson County, okay? Furthermore, thank you for having me tonight. This county is over $1 billion in debt. We got to fix that. Got to find out how to fix it. Hospital, it belongs to the taxpayers. I think the taxpayers should have the right to vote, because we have a good hospital here. But I think taxpayers should have a voice on voting to, if they want to sell it or not. Because right now, if you sell it, as you know, we can't touch the money. That's the same thing selling your house. Can't touch the money. So there you go. I will fund the schools. I'm going to help the sheriff department. Do what we can. We need the sheriff department, that's for sure. There, I'm going to stop growth. One way or the other. Look at it and find out what's going on. One more thing. I will be your voice in this county. So if you call me, I will be your voice. Vote for Kahn Garrett, 12th District County Commissioner. God bless America.
Thanks so much. Commissioner Clifford, before you give your closing statement, I'll just say thanks to both of you for keeping this civil and answering the questions as we've laid them out. I appreciate that. Your 60 seconds, sir.
Thank you. I have been one of the strongest conservative voices on the county commission. That's something I would love to continue doing. I'm a strong Republican, strong conservative, and I brought those conservative values to every decision I make on the county commission. Some of the priorities that I think we need to have over the next year are ensuring that we have better roads and smart growth, making sure that our infrastructure and our utilities come before any growth, and that growth must contribute to a positive quality of life. We must continue to have the best education, doing the right investments into our schools and our teachers. We've got to have the safest community, supporting our law enforcement officers and ensuring that they have the tools and resources they need to keep us safe. We need quality health care that's close to home, and that involves our hospital, making sure that it remains open and thriving and provides excellent quality care to our citizens, no matter who owns it, but no loss of services and no becoming a check-in station for Nashville. And then finally, no new taxes. I've never supported a tax increase, never voted for a tax increase, and I do not intend to do that. I would love to continue serving as your county commissioner here in the 12th District. I'm Brian Clifford. Would love to have your vote. Early voting starts April 15th.
Thank you both. We've got a little extra time, so with your okay, can I ask you one more question?
Go for it.
All right. So, yes or no, do you generally align with the principles of the Republican National Committee, the Tennessee Republican Party, and the Williamson County Republican Party platforms? Give me a yes or no and a one-sentence why. We'll start with you, Mr. Garrett.
That's a yes. That's it.
Okay.
Absolutely, yes. I'm one of the strongest Republicans on the commission. I bring those values every day. Very strong supporter of our platform.
Excellent. We thank you both. Obviously, this is the Williamson County Commissioner Forum, and so it's the Williamson County GOP that's putting this on, and we want to thank them for doing that. They will also have every other district that is doing these forums that have candidates who are attending and answering questions for us. We ask that you please go to the Williamson County GOP website, which is williamsongop.org. That's williamsongop.org. You can also find a lot more information not only on this race but others. We've got the mayoral race, we have a school board going on, and so we would encourage you to also visit the Facebook page for Williamson County GOP. You'll find a lot of excellent information there. Again, thank you for joining us in this forum. We appreciate your time, and we hope that you will get out to vote in this special timing of an election. It's not a regular first Tuesday in November, so get the word out. Tell everyone of your friends and your neighbors to also get out and vote. Thanks so much for joining us.